kept seeing a car go into the water. All day they've been showing me reruns in my mind of Adventures with Purpose. BP's gonna find her in the Prosser Lake.
We have found Kylie Rodney's vehicle. Again, our search for Kylie at Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10.
There are plenty of questions and very few answers after 4 students at the University of Idaho were found murdered in their off-campus house.
It's like if you look at Ted Bundy's eyes and you look at his eyes, they're the same. Maybe a little bit lighter. The one thing that I keep seeing is curls. So I don't know if he has curly hair or wavy hair, and that might be when it's grown out. I think he elongated, like his face might be a little bit longer. There's a reference to a pointier type nose. He honestly looks a lot like Ted Bundy, but like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Like not as handsome. I keep getting like a security guard or a badge. Like a Brian or something like that. It's because they are going to catch him. Because I'm seeing him in an orange jumpsuit. He wasn't as smart as he thought he was. Okay. He's probably going to go to jail for this eventually. I keep getting December.
The name Richard again.
I also get the name Rick. Damn name Allen is coming in again.
Jailed 50-year-old Richard Allen in connection with the double murder. Teen best friends Libby German and Abby Williams went hiking on a trail and never came home.
Done on November 20th, 2019 at 7:14 p.m. Quentin, but I'm seeing trash and I don't.
9:42 Wednesday morning. Quentin Simon's mom told 911 her little boy was gone.
I do keep hearing a trash truck though. Then I keep hearing the trash truck. It's almost, that's one thing I can't get rid of is the twisting of the trash bag. And so then I'm like, well, is he in the trash? Okay. Unfortunately, I hate to say that. I do hear landfill could be the...
Well, new tonight, a heartbreaking search underway in Georgia for a missing toddler. Police are sifting through trash at a landfill for the remains of 20-month-old Quentin Simon.
And I felt like he was going to be found. That was earlier in the day.
3-year-old boy found alive and in good health.
And I said, like, within 3 miles, but I'm not seeing him being hurt, and I'm not seeing someone coming up and getting him.
And I said, were you alone? Yes.
The main 2 things I keep getting is the wooded area and the shed.
Well, to take cover in that shed.
Late into the night to find.
I see him running to the woods. Oh, I keep getting the repeated image of him running to the woods. Okay. So maybe he decided he wanted to go play and then he kind of got lost in the woods. Be within 2 miles. I keep getting a reference to the edge of the woods. And so he's still alive because I'm not using him to get this information.
Right.
Around in the woods like I can't find my way out. I'm stuck. And I said he's in a bush.
Okay. I went across a field of grass. I came up on some woods. Sure enough, I went in the woods and about 100 feet from where I was at. I think he was in some stickers. There's a lot of stickers and all there.
Tonight in our Missing series, a case that we have heard a lot about from our viewers.
He wants to take me down the road to a neighbor's house or something, like another farm. I also hear neighbor. He said he knows this guy. He knows him. And he's a neighbor. I don't know what the friends come in.
Suspect, 58-year-old James Brenner, who also happens to be Dylan's closest neighbor in the remote desert area of Lucin,
Sorry, I left myself on mute. Sorry, I don't even know what I said now. Shoot. Thanks for telling me, because I didn't even know. I put it on mute whenever the thing is going so you guys don't hear it. Don't I do that like every time? I do that like every time. I'm scatterbrained. No joke. Scatterbrained person. Yeah, I know. That's what we're talking about right now. Yep. Or on mute. Not anymore. I got it. Thank you. Yep, it was plugged in. Hey, I just do that to wake you guys up. Are you guys awake? I was checking your like lip reading skills there for a minute. I wanted to see if any of you guys could read lips or read my mind. Sorry. I think I do that every time. So yeah, I do that all the time. So that's interesting. So I was gonna say like, you know, yep, let's start over. I don't remember what I said, so I can't re-say what I said. Oh, maybe those that can read lips can understand what I'm saying. Sorry, I look like crap right now. I had to take a couple animals to the vet this afternoon, so it's been one of those days. My back is killing me. I think it has a lot to do with the weather. I don't know. I told Tammy I was going live, so I don't know where she is. I don't know if she... But I just, you guys, what I was saying was no one understands how much my mind, like all the time, when I'm in cases like this, like my mind is full, like it doesn't stop. It's really hard to shut it off because it's constantly like, I keep having a feeling like they're going to arrest something or something's going to come out for like the last week. But it's funny that I said something in my lives about, or in my reading about, watch it be someone random we're not even expecting. Like I literally said that, but she was showing me a bunch of other stuff. So what I always try to tell people is, like I can get stuff around her. So it makes it difficult. Like she had a lot of things going on in her life with her baby's dad and in her life and just the way that she was. So I can pick all that up. So just because I describe somebody to you guys or I say a name does not necessarily mean that it's the person. I had a hard time seeing the person. And the woman I saw, I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll get into all that and what it could mean. But I was thinking the other day because I was like, man, I need to start adding certain things into the beginning of my videos. And it was something that Spirit told me the other day. And it was mostly like, you know, you can believe me or not. I really don't care. Which in a way I do care. But Spirit told me to say this. So this is Spirit's voice. This is what they have to say. I'm here for the victim's voice. That's all I'm here for. I'm not for anything else. And you know, a lot of times I don't get permission because I'll be waiting forever for permission to say things that they want to say. And everybody that knows Rachel's know that she's probably loud and very outgoing, and she probably wouldn't leave me alone until I did something. So, you know, it's one of those things where I just have to go by what she's showing me. But as I always tell people, it's puzzle pieces. So we might not know what fits and where it fits. Now, there was certain things that I did get on him that I'm looking back, you know, if money was stolen in the robbery, that could be why I'm getting money. Like, it's all in how we perceive it, which is what I try to tell people. And a lot of the stuff that I get surrounds the timing of it. So whoever this woman is that I see so clearly in orange, I mean, she could be there for any reason. It could be that she's arrested for something else during the time. It could be that she's an associate. You know, obviously, if he is a criminal, he probably has associate criminals. He's probably been in a gang. Like, I'm not like just saying that. I'm just saying, you know, for somebody that would do this would probably be associated with not so great people, right? So we don't know what the association is. It could be, you know, someone that's hiding him at some point. Like, we don't know. And I said, so like whenever I see people attack like two people attack, again, that might have been another situation. Like, we don't know. So it could be that this person has used another person and they have robbed somebody and they have attacked somebody somewhere. And that could be why I was getting two people. And, you know, why, it might not be this timeline. So I always tell people past, present, future, things surrounding like everybody. So if she has a lot of babies' dads, I'm going to pull them in. I'm going to pull in, especially if there's one that's around her energy more. I'm going to pull it in because it seems that I got the last baby dad, all of his initials. And not saying that he's involved in anything, but it could just be that was going on in her life at that time. The teacher, okay? So the teacher connects to a different trail. So a lot of the stuff I was getting could connect to that. I, for some reason, would like to know if that teacher is married or something, because with that one, I do keep getting, like, every time I think of her, I keep, what the heck was that? I keep seeing like this African-American guy, and I don't know who he is, and I don't know how he connects. So I could be getting interconnections as well. Right. He did attack a young girl, allegedly attack somebody in LA. Yes. So that's what I'm saying. The border. Okay. So the border could have multiple meanings. Apparently, you know, the border from California to there. Also, it happened at the old border. I just posted a video about it, and thank God, because everybody kept saying the border's 30 minutes away. The border's 50 minutes away. I always told everybody, like, the state line, I mean, the line that I get can be state, county, city. It doesn't matter. It's a line. It's wherever there's a difference. But apparently, allegedly, where she was found at was right there where the old Pennsylvania and Maryland border was, where the train tracks are. That's why I kept picking that up. But I think the train tracks are also going to go into this other California thing, because it's interesting. He's from California, and then the two ladies from the train tracks were found in California. That happened in California. So that's kind of interesting, because the train tracks, like I say, interconnects and things that can have multiple meanings. So it's very, very possible that I'm picking up the train track killings in California because he's from California. Does that make sense? But also the border's right there where she was found that has train tracks, and it's the old border, not the new border. So the old border is right there. I just posted a video about it. But as I told you guys, I could not see the suspect. And I'm always very upfront with what I see and what I don't see. And I try not to make sense of what I'm seeing, which I need to be better at that. But I kind of give you guys an idea of what it could mean. Doesn't necessarily mean it means that, because I could totally misperceive it, misunderstand it, whatever. I'm just trying to interpret visions, feelings, things that I'm getting. And sometimes there's a lot coming at me at once. So, yeah, I just posted a video about it. Sweetie Pie was talking about it. It's at 10 minutes, 28 seconds. If you watch that, there's a border there. So there was stuff that I picked up. We don't know. I mean, the height, from what they're saying, I could be like an inch off. That's pretty close. He looks more than, in that video, he looks a little chubby. I think he weighs more than 160. But, I mean, I don't know. And I think it's just weird that I said, watch, it'd be someone random that we're not even expecting. I don't know why I'm getting all of this. So, I don't know if I already put all this on here. Yeah, he does look bigger. So, yeah, they do have a suspect. They're saying that his DNA matches with the guy, a Hispanic guy that attacked a girl in California. So he doesn't look like he's one. He looks like he's chubby around the waistline. But I weigh, I don't know what I weigh anymore. I'm pretty chubby around the waistline. I weigh like 150. So, yeah. So the height I was pretty close on, but I mean, like I said, I couldn't see his face. So for whatever reason, I was blocked from seeing the suspect. Now, that can happen when I'm seeing it through their eyes. So the fact that I kept feeling like I was on top of someone wailing away or wailing on someone, I'm seeing it from their vantage point, so I can't see them. Like that happens sometimes. So sometimes I can see it through their eyes, so I'm not seeing everything. And again, it's timing. So I'm just not being shown that person for some reason. And again, it's looking through like a dirty glass, or things are blurry, they're not clear. But I did get brown eyes, brown hair. Now I think I got that with the guy too, but I also got it with the girl. I don't know, maybe he looks like a girl at one point and his hair was longer. I don't know. I felt this female energy. Now, I don't know, that could be because what I kept seeing, and this is why it threw me off, is what I kept seeing was a girl running away in a black sports bra, and she had like a really nice body. So it could be that I'm seeing a witness that maybe went through the tunnel before, that was maybe supposed to be his victim, that maybe something happened and he missed. I don't know, because that's the one thing I kept seeing it over and over and over again. So I thought, well, maybe there's a woman involved. And then at the end, they kind of burned that image of somebody, and everybody's like, well, maybe it's because you're seeing a woman for another reason, but it's burned in my head. It's like an older version of Quentin Simon's mom. So if you look up Quentin Simon's mom, you see what she looks like. You look like an older version of her. That's what I keep seeing. So I'm not really sure. Maybe it's his mom that's hiding him. I don't know. So it's very possible that something happens with an arrest and they're involved in some way, shape, or another. You know, but the thing is, I don't think it's a man with a ponytail, because he didn't, like I said, I kept seeing someone running away and they had a thin body, like they look like a woman from the back, and they had a black sports bra on. I keep getting that repeated. So whenever things repeat for me, it's usually like super important. So I'm not really sure if the reason why they're showing me that is, again, it was maybe someone that went through the tunnel before her, or maybe that was supposed to be the intended victim, or maybe it's the next victim. There is something about that I keep getting, like like things can come in mixed up. So like I said, just because I get it does not mean it connects to it does not mean that it connects to the suspect. Okay? It can connect to anyone in her life. Because like I said, I got stuff about her kid's dad too. And she was religious, not just not just her ex, but she was also religious and of faith, and her mom was of faith, her family is of faith. So, I honestly, I don't know at this point. And I don't know if doing a reading is a good idea, because now we know the suspect. Is that going to lead me? Are people going to come at me and be like, oh, now that there's a suspect, you're going to go a different way? I'm not trying to do that. So I only try to give what I see, and I don't know why I normally see it. So all I know is that the one thing that repeats is there is a woman that is running, and she has a ponytail, and she has a black sports bra, and her, like, she's in shape. Okay. So this could be a future victim. Or it could be somebody else that he assaulted. Like you said, I don't know. I don't think she was assaulted on the trail. I think it was a break-in, which could be the money, the burglary, the money thing. And when assassination comes through, it's more like I take somebody out, but it doesn't mean I hire someone. Like, I assassinate because it's like a random thing, I guess. No, it's not. I'm telling you, it's not Cecilia. It's not anybody like that. It feels like, because of the way that it's repeating, is that it's either a future victim, a past victim, or maybe they were run through the trail right before she did. There's something connected to that. And the one I keep seeing, as far as the one with, then it switches to one that looks like Quentin Simon's mom, an older version, but she's an orange, like she's been arrested. So again, it's either going to happen where someone was arrested around this at this time for maybe something else, or maybe someone's hiding him out, or it's associate of him. The two people I saw, again, could it be connected to the past? Okay. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it was Rachel, because it's all blurry. So the two people, maybe he did an assault with somebody else on a trail with two people. Like, that could be it. Or maybe he has like a double kind of personality, and I'm seeing it as two people. So I don't always understand like why spirit gives me what they give. I just like try to interpret and give you guys what I'm getting. And if this was somebody that, because I did get there's a social media thing. I did get an obsession thing. So it's very possible that he was following her on social media, maybe met her through a dating site. Maybe he got obsessed with her, and maybe she told him no. That's very possible. Also, we're connecting to a new spirit. Okay. So especially when it's something that it's violent like that. It can take a little bit for them to, I actually don't like to connect that early, but at the same time, I felt like I was being bugged. I almost did an Autowrite the other night, but then all of a sudden I got exhausted. I started getting a headache. I started feeling like she wanted to talk. And then it was like, I just couldn't muster up the energy to do it because I had done like 2 readings that day. So, right. So I do get a social media presence. And then if someone's following around, you know, if we look back, I said obsession, dark desires in the beginning. I said that, and it doesn't mean that there wasn't a woman around there that wasn't jealous. I could have been picking up on it. Like, look at her. I can see women would be jealous of her. So I could be picking up all of those feelings around her. Does that make sense? Like, I can be picking up the jealousy feelings that she was getting. I could be picking up the obsession, the hate, all of that. Like, maybe someone didn't like it. No, I never get a break. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, when it comes to like, I want to work on some more products tonight because literally those are many readings too, and I don't get a break. So I do 2 readings a day. Then I'm working on cases, and I'm trying to do my products for you guys. So, but I literally don't get a break. So there is going, like I said, I will get bits and pieces of things, and I will get bits and pieces of things like in her life. You know what I mean? So her baby's dad, I'm going to pick up on. Her ex-husband, I'm going to pick up on. Her kids, I'm going to pick up on, especially if she misses them. And there might be a connection. Like maybe the dude was around her 2 kids and we don't know about it. Or maybe he connects to someone that she knows, like one of her baby's dads. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I was muted. I'm sorry. That's funny, Phoenix. I'm glad it wasn't me again. I'm glad I came back. Yeah, exactly. So it could be that. So again, and that's like I had a lot of people send me information on different people. I'm not really trying to go and look for people. Like I did that a lot with Idaho 4, and I did it with Delphi, and I was like, I can't look for people anymore because it's going to be somebody like that I'm not going to be able to find unless they come straight out and say, look, the boyfriend or husband did it, which they do. If it is the boyfriend or husband, they don't give me all of these things. That's why I said in my reading, like, watch it be somebody really random, but I wasn't seeing the suspect. So I did say that it could be possibly really random that I'm not picking up, that I can't see. But it did feel different than the other trails. But at the same time, like I was second guessing that, as you could tell. So, yeah, I did right here. I got that pain right there. So yeah. I mean, Ted didn't really tell me very much. There's only so much that they're allowed to tell me, especially if they're not involved. He does help, but, I mean, I think it's very possible because like I said, I couldn't see him. So, and there could be a woman around him. Like, who knows? Maybe he's got a girlfriend or something that is like, sometimes spirit will give me someone to find them. So sometimes they will give me like an acquaintance. Okay. I'll get a name of an acquaintance. I'll get a name of a girlfriend. I'll see the girlfriend or something like that. Like, or a friend, right? To get me to the person. Like a lot of people said in Idaho 4 that I was talking about Brent. Okay. Maybe I was describing Brent because he was shot at the time that all this was going on, and he lived down the street from Brian. So it is very possible that I was seeing him, if that makes sense, in that way. So, I mean, if she was found without clothes on, it's very possible. I don't know. Whoever did this has major issues, and I know that's obvious, but it's very like obsessive, angry, like very, very dark energy. And that was also something that was really hard to get through. Yeah. So Tammy just messaged me. I don't know why she's not in chat, but she said the reason why it's called Ma and Pa Railroad, and then they took the railroad out and it's called Ma and Pa Trail, is because Maryland and Pennsylvania. So that's probably why. So that was, we never know how things are going to fit. All right. In the long run, I might think or perceive it as, hey, this is going to fit this way and this is going to fit that way. I just give you guys examples. I don't really know how it's going to fit. For instance, the airplanes right now. I mean, I don't know if that's why I saw what I saw. I got Southwest and I felt like I was going down in a plane, but I never saw it crash. So and I got a reference to the wing and it being like an engine, something with the engine, right? So I did get that, but I never saw it go down. So it could be the two instances that just came out. I was actually gonna post a video on for validation on that, but I'm not sure if it's that because I got a reference to the water. So I hope it's not one of those things where it's like we get 2 warnings and then something major happens. Because that happens a lot. Like I'll get one thing and then we'll have multiple things happen. Like I get a train crash and then there's like 7 train crashes after that. Like that's just how my stuff works for whatever reason. I don't know. No, it's fine. It is. And no, I don't even think it was in the area at that time. I don't think that's the Pasadena girl, I kept seeing like a maintenance man or someone with keys as I was watching the news conference. I'll probably try to do a reading on that, but I hate doing stuff on stuff I already know stuff about. And I already knew stuff because I didn't plan on doing anything, so I watched it. But I keep hearing like the name Javier and I'm like, I hope I'm not hearing that just because now I know that he's Hispanic. Like I don't want people to say that. But I'm gonna say it because it's been repeating since earlier today. So it might just be an associate, it might not even be anybody. I did. But the thing is with the blue trash can is that's not the trash can I saw. Like I saw a blue trash can, but I saw one of the ones with the and it could just be how I'm seeing it, but I saw one with like the guard on top. You know how they have like the small hole and then a guard and then a trash can? Like I kept seeing it like that. So I don't know. I mean, it could be a serial thing. I didn't take it as that, but I don't know. I'm just, it's like I want to do another reading on this, but I don't. Because now this information's out and then people are going to come at me and be like, but they already released this. And so now you're saying this. But if we go back, there was little things that I got, like height, darker features. Like I said, it's probably someone random and I'm not even getting him. Like, there is things that I got. So, I don't know. Now I'm just wondering, like, if I look at the video of him, if I could see more. I just don't want people to come at me. So well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that maybe he has 2 personalities. Like, so things they're not always literal. All right. So sometimes they are symbolic. They're not literal. So I could be seeing 2 people because maybe he's got 2 personalities. Maybe he's got one personality that's very different from the other personality. Maybe the fact that maybe he did something else to somebody else with somebody else. Like maybe it's something in his past I'm picking up. It's very possible for that maybe I was picking up like 2 people. Maybe he freaking robbed somebody with somebody else. Like I feel like I keep getting a gang vibe now at some point in his life, which I wasn't given that before, unless there's a gang with orange in it. I don't know. Freaking no. Like I don't know. So I don't know if I want it. Like I said, I was gonna do an Autowrite the other day, but I got too tired and didn't do it. And sometimes when I do an Autowrite, people don't understand that I'm not only going to get that case, and it can be a little confusing. But sometimes the girls aren't available, and I feel like doing something, and that's what I'll do. But at the same time, whenever I do an Autowrite, I know, but like I don't know. Not if he already attacked somebody else. Like, then it doesn't feel hired, really. And that's not, I don't think, what they were trying to say. Yeah, I know, but I've been hearing that, like, but I don't know if I'm hearing that because of that. Like, it can't just be a connection. It might not necessarily be his name. Is that how far away she was 50 yards? Well, see, I don't think, like, maybe she was going there to meet him because she did talk about how she wasn't always faithful. So maybe she was, but because she did talk about a meeting and the setup. So it was possible that maybe she was going there to meet him and he set her up like he attacked her. Oh, well, that's good to know. That could be why I'm getting that. So I'm not very good at getting names, actually. I'm not. But see, like, I found out that Lauren, who's not involved, was connected to the ex, which is probably not involved. Unless, like, he knows the dude or something, or it's a connection. So see what I mean? I'm getting names that are connected to her, like, through family. Does that make sense? So I'd be curious. All orange, huh? I don't think she was an escort, honestly. I'm not gonna. I never want to talk bad. I feel like I said, she talks about how she knows she was out there and stuff like that. Like, she admits that. But and even if she was, it doesn't really matter. It's her life, her thing. She can do whatever she wants to do. The thing is if she was me, if she, like, maybe talked to him on a dating site, it's very possible, and he just got overly obsessed. I mean, look at BK. It's the same kind of feeling. Like I said, I got the cross reference to Idaho 4. What did I say in Idaho 4? Obsessed, obsessed, obsessed. So there's a cross reference there. So although I was picking up all this other information, there's still a cross reference. Who the woman is, I don't freaking know. I don't know. I just know it was coming in. And she's an orange. I don't know. Maybe she's arrested. Maybe she's hiding him right now. Somehow she's involved. Maybe not necessarily in the act, but somehow there's got to be because they burned her in my brain. So somehow she's gonna pop up somewhere, because I can't make that kind of thing up in my mind. It's interesting about the orange, though. I'll be curious if he doesn't have some kind of something. Yeah, or a girl or an ex-girlfriend. Yeah, something. Maybe he ran to her and he's like, hey, hide me or something, or there's some kind of connection, or maybe his ex-girlfriend is like was in jail. So you know what I mean? There could be that kind of reference, because that's how you find him, is you find her. You know what I mean? Like, that could be the reference as well. I still haven't found out, like, where she was, because the one that JLR was putting out there, the family in one of the groups, someone sent me a screenshot. They said that's not the tunnel. So I don't know. Right. I mean, she was definitely out there. Yeah, I don't know, because the family was saying that was the wrong tunnel. I did say Bonnie and Clyde in part 2, and you're right. Maybe they robbed somebody together. I mean, we don't know, right? That they were robbers. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, we can. Yeah, maybe. It might not necessarily mean this crime. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I think that a lot of people think that whatever I get is connected directly to the perpetrator. It's not. So I can pick up stuff around their lives, and it seems like there's just hints of this guy, because maybe she didn't really know him that well, I don't know. I can't say. Like, I just give you guys what spirit gives me, and then we have to kind of perceive it. But things are not always literal. They're not always literal. Like, he might have like 2 different personalities for people. Yeah. If it's in the past, it will be relevant. You're right. That's just the way that it works. And it's more of like, because if we look at BK, right? Everybody said, no, he didn't have a record. No, he didn't have a record. No, he did have a record. It just wasn't a big record, you know? But he did still have a little something on there. Not that he was in the system, but that he still had it. Nope, no toothache. Yeah, I do get friends of victims. You're right. I do get friends of victims. I get accomplices of the perpetrator. So I think I wanted to come on here to explain that, and I've explained it multiple times. But I know I got a lot of new people, and maybe they don't understand how gifts work, you know, because now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I was a believer. I wanted to believe. Like, you don't know, dude. Like, just like, you know, the BK situation, the stuff that I get, like, we don't know what connects and what doesn't, because we don't know everything about his life. We don't know everything about the victim's life. Like, we don't know, you know? So, yeah, you're right. I mean, I did get weights, so it is very possible that it is somebody that works out. Yeah, there could, I mean, I got the jealousy feeling. So it's very possible. I don't think it's a rando, okay? I think in some way, shape, or form, she knew him or he knew her. Either they met on a dating site, or he saw her on Instagram, or there's some kind of connection there. I just don't, you know, I don't think that it's someone that was just waiting on the trail to attack somebody. It doesn't come across that way. Not saying that doesn't happen, because it does happen. But I think he was watching her, obsessed with her, didn't want to take no for an answer. I don't think it was just like, I'm going to go hang out on the trail and attack a woman this day, which does happen. It does happen a lot on trails. But it just doesn't come across that way. With the person being as personal with it. I mean, he could just like hate women, I guess. But there probably is something on her phone. Probably. Like, I even started to say, like, that she was being stalked and stuff like that, like in the first reading, but then it like all shifted. So I don't know if she was trying to tell me, like, there is a woman that knows him that's involved somehow. Like, I don't know, like maybe hiding him or involved in the past. Like, we find the woman, we find him. I don't know if that's what she's trying to say, because it very could well be that. I don't know. I don't know why they give me what they give me. I have to wait for stuff to come out just like you guys do, because I don't know. But whenever stuff like this starts happening, I start like, oh crap, I really screwed that up. I just think it's funny that I was like, yeah, watch it be someone random. I don't understand why I'm getting all this. You know. But probably he already left the area. Probably not. Maybe he went over the border. I don't know. There's someone that, okay, so if you guys go look at what Quentin Simon's mom looked like an older version of her, maybe a little bit darker skin, like maybe she's also Hispanic. That's how I get. But as far as the woman that I keep seeing running, I don't know if this is someone else, someone that went before her, a possible future victim. Like, I don't know. Like, I just keep seeing her running, and that's why I thought there was a woman involved. I perceived it as that, because it's like, I keep seeing her. She's just got a black sports bra on. There's no shirt over it. You can see her back and her sides and her body, and she's in nice shape, and she's got a freaking ponytail, and I keep seeing that. So it's kind of driving me a little bit crazy, because sometimes when things repeat too, I'm not perceiving them right. So that could be why I kept seeing the two people like in all black. Like maybe I wasn't perceiving it right. And maybe I could just be that he was watching another woman. That's very possible too. I know. I thought he was tracking her. But no, I mean, I don't get a good vibe from the guy, honestly. But it does look like someone's closing the door on him. So if unless he's just sneaking out of, I don't know. See, you would think, how did they connect the DNA to that guy if they don't know who he is? That's what's weird to me. Are they connecting how do they know that? That kind of is odd to me. So they connect the DNA, they don't have a name, but they have a video of someone leaving. Like, how do they know? Yeah, they got a DNA match, but they don't have a name. So how do they know that that's the guy that's coming out of the house? Unless it's a video from the guy he allegedly, or the girl he allegedly assaulted and stole from, right? I get that. I get that the DNA matches. I get it's from a girl in California. I get all that. But how do they connect it to the video? Is it from the guy? Is he leaving the girl's house that the DNA connects to? But how do they know that? What if it was a booty? Like, there's someone closing the door. So how do they know it's not just a random booty call if they don't know who he is? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but when you assault someone and tie them up, you don't untie them to let them let you walk out of the house. You know what I mean? Like, you usually leave them tied up, and then you leave. You don't untie them and let them walk you out the door. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make it. That's kind of weird to me. That doesn't make any sense. So, but I don't know. That's weird to me. I mean, they probably, I don't know. They have to know like something, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Someone's like helping him out. So yeah, but what I'm saying is, who's letting him out of the door? If you tie somebody up and leave them in a house, you don't untie them to have them walk you out the door. That to me doesn't make any sense. No, I get that. I get what you're saying. I get that he committed a DNA crime. I get it. I get there was DNA. I understand all that. I'm not saying that. What my point is that if they don't know who he is, how do they know that's him on the video? And if someone's letting him out, who's letting him out of the door? That's what I'm saying. I get where the DNA come from. That's not what I'm not saying. Yes, someone in the house had to have known him, because like, who let him out? I get the DNA. I get the DNA matches. Okay, we can stop saying that in the comments. I understand that part. My thing is who let him out of the door? If you tie someone up, you don't untie them to let you out. So that's confusing to me. It's confusing to me. Obviously, he's trying to hide when he leaves, but it just... I don't know. It's very weird. That's very odd to me. I'm not making sense of that in my brain. I'm just not. Okay, no, I get where the DNA come from, guys. I understand that part. What I don't understand is who let him out of the house. Someone closed the door behind him. Who was it? It doesn't make any sense. because it says that she was bound. If I'm reading that right, I was told from what someone sent me, it might not even be the right thing, but someone was tied up. So, I mean, you're tied up. I don't know. I feel nauseous now. I need to eat or something. Yeah, I know. Me too. That's why I was like, I have to come in here and talk this out because I am so freaking confused. I mean, obviously he's trying to hide himself when he walks out. He knows there's a camera there. Well, I don't know if that's the right thing I was watching. So someone sent me something. They said they thought they found it. It was somebody tied up. I don't know if that's the right one. It might not be the right one. I don't know. Maybe he did just go in and sexually assault her, but I don't know. Exactly. I wouldn't either. I don't know. It's weird to me. I know. I feel nauseous all of a sudden. I bought food and then I didn't really eat. I don't know. I mean, I only saw bits and pieces of it. McDonald's sounds good. I bought like tacos from Jack in the Box and they're in the, haven't eaten them yet. Yeah, I don't know. The one, okay, I'm not saying that she was, I don't know. That's just the thing I was sent. So maybe it's the wrong one. Someone sent me something saying that there was someone tied up and they were assaulted and stuff was stolen. Maybe it's not the right person. But still, regardless. Right. Well, even if you're SA'd, right? Are you going to really walk to the door with the person that SA'd you? Not me. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I did say there was definitely an obsession and a social media presence and stuff like that. The orange could definitely connect to a gang. I mean, he feels like he's got that kind of temper, like, because I couldn't see him, but I could feel him. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I guess we just have to see. There has to be either with timing a woman arrested or somebody connected to him that'll be arrested. It's got to be. There has to be because it's like there. It like won't go away. So when things repeat, it again, I'm either not perceiving it right or it's something that is like super important. I don't know. It's driving me crazy right now. And I was like, man, how did I, like, there's certain things that I got that matches this, but then there's a lot of other stuff. But at the same time, a lot of the other stuff can just be her life. It can just be things going on around her or around him, you know? In and out. Whew, you're missing it. In and out's my favorite. I mean, obviously they've connected the DNA to somebody, but how I don't know. So obviously it was reported. I'm a little confused at how he left the house and who let him out. A little confused at that, but it is what it is. So, and apparently like he robbed her too, but I mean, I don't know, or that's what they said. So I don't know. I don't have DoorDash. That's what sucks. Probably a good thing because I probably spent all my money on DoorDash. And I did get drugs, so it is possible that the dude connects too. I keep feeling like he's... Yeah, In and Out is. I don't know how we got on fast food that we shouldn't be eating, but it's okay. I don't care about caps here. I understand that you're not yelling at anybody. Right, I understand that, but I'll still pick it up if it's around him in any way, shape, or form. I'm just wondering if the orange isn't connecting to a gang, if there's not some kind of gang at some point in his life or whatnot, like thugging. Hold on. Sorry. I wasn't one of those ones that blamed the boyfriend at all. I always said that he wasn't involved. I didn't feel like he was involved at all. I couldn't see the freaking guy. He was all black. I couldn't see him. Hey, don't do that. Like I said, I'm not trying to put out any information. The girl was tied up. I was sent something that they thought connected to this guy. It was an invasion, home assault, whatever. The lady was tied up. They stole money from her and all of that. So that's what the person sent me that was saying it was possibly connected. So I took it as they knew it was connected, but it probably wasn't now. If she wasn't tied up, then it wasn't connected. I'm just saying what someone sent me. No, I know. I'm just saying. I was one of the ones that was saying no boyfriend involved in this one. Usually, if there's a boyfriend and husband, they will tell me right away. So, it could very well stand for that. I got thrown because the ex of the two kids is wearing orange in his profile shirt. So I was like, what? Is that what he meant? But yeah, again, another thing of perception, right? He could very well be, yeah. And I think at the point that I connected to Ted on this, I was a little tired from her already. So maybe I don't know. Like, I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know if I just leave it and let the chips fall where they may. If I do an auto write on it. Or if I just do a reading with the girls and see what comes in. But again, now that this is out, people are going to be like, oh, you already knew that from this. And I just don't want that. That's why I try to only work cases I don't know anything about. Plus, that way my mind doesn't like take what I know, you know. No, this person with a ponytail was fit. That's what I'm saying. She was fit and she was running. So again, someone he was watching, someone that ran through the trouble for her, something like that. Okay, let's do this. My first ratings are usually the most accurate, but I don't know about this one. My animals are here. I mean, some dogs are here, some dogs are outside in a fenced area, and no coyotes can get to them. That's it. Yeah, so this girl, but she had brown hair. So the one that I keep seeing running, I keep seeing her running away from me, and she's got a black sports bra, no shirt, and she's just, her body's fit, and she's running. So this is what we're gonna do. Okay, so I want to see a vote right now because I just don't. I don't want people to come at me. I get a lot of future stuff, you guys. I do. Unfortunately, that's the way my stuff works. Is I get a lot of future information. So this is what I don't want people to come at me because this information is now out and say I do get information on a Hispanic guy. They're gonna be like, well, Ted didn't give me very much, so I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this. Okay, this is the votes. Okay. Okay. So this is a vote. Number 1, reading with one of the girls, either Lizzie or Tammy, whoever's available. 2, an Autowrite, which I can get deeper, like the profile I did on BK, but I might bring in other cases. So I might get more on the perp, but I might also bring in other cases. 3, nothing. for a reading with Ted. You guys can vote and tell me what you guys think. Well, I was going to do an auto write earlier in the week and I got too tired. So when I did the auto write with BK, if you can go back and look, I got a lot of interesting stuff on there. He was in shop. He did study psychology. He did study criminology. There was a lot of things I picked up there. The tire things, he did visit the tire place before. So I do get deeper with the auto write. That's the thing. I can do that, but we just have to pay attention that other things may pop in, but other things might pop in the other reading too. I do a disclosure before I do readings. So I don't know. Now I don't even remember what I told you guys. So I don't see any 3s, which I think was nothing. 4 was a reading with Ted. 1, 1, 1, 1. But Ted didn't give me very much. Right. So I like the auto write idea because I had the idea last week. Like Spirit was pushing me to do that. It's just I don't think people understand what the auto writes can be in multiple things. Or I can do I can get deeper with 2. Okay. So if we go back to BK's reading, there's a lot of stuff I did pull on BK, but there's stuff that I didn't. So I think it was really good. He did give me orange, but I was already tired when I connected to Ted in the first one. So you guys have to understand that I was already exhausted and he probably didn't want to exhaust me anymore. So I could try again. If it doesn't turn out good, I don't have to release it. Or we could just do all of the above except for the no. Yeah, I do go deeper with auto writes. Definitely I do. There is no 5 auto write and Ted. Okay. I don't know. It's either got to be one with her or one with Ted. I can't do both in one reading because I already did that and I was exhausted by the time I was with her. She's very strong energy. Maybe I don't know. I do get a lot with auto write, but people do have to understand that I do get other cases, which I will make sure that I tell people that. Well, the auto write, I don't have to wait for anybody. So, like, if I wanted to, if I felt not too drained, which I kind of do today, I could do an auto write whenever I feel like it. Otherwise, I have to wait for one of the girls to do one of the other readings. So, if we wanted something sooner, the auto write would be the way to go. And that's the reason why I did it on BK was because I felt the pull to it to do. I look at crap to do like the auto write. And I was gonna be done with this case, honestly. I wasn't gonna do any more on it. I wanted to move on. But I know I could do all of the above. You guys think I'm like made of energy or something. I swear. They might arrest the person before I ever get all 3 of them done. So I've been asking her to come in my dreams. I've been asking to get more information on. I think we can start from an auto write, see what I get. I'll have to make it a point that everybody needs to know that I will get other things in there. And then we'll go from there. Maybe Ted. If Ted doesn't give me anything, like I can always try to connect to Ted. And if like I feel like he's not giving me anything, I can switch over to her. I can do that. Because, you know, it's hard. I know Lizzie hasn't been feeling good. Tammy goes to bed early, so it's hard to catch one of the girls. And then we got my energy situation. So energy situation, as far as I kind of got to do it when I got the energy. Like I started to do it at 4 o'clock the other day at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then I got my computer, I sat down and all of a sudden I felt this drain and I was like, crap. But I had done like 2 readings that day, like 2 medium readings, and it was 3 spirits and 2 medium readings. So for those of you guys that don't know, like the mediumship is a lot more draining than like an intuitive guidance reading. So when I have like all mediumship readings, it's a lot more draining to me. I could bring Ted in through an auto write. I can either do the Autowrite with her or I can do it with Ted. But again, we have to understand that not everything is going to fit. But I do get deeper with Autowrites. If you go back to the way that I did, like I said, BK, like there's a lot of stuff that came in there, as far as his looks came in again, his psychology, criminology, them getting their tires fixed, which I took it as like he worked at a shop, but see, I misperceived it. He stopped at a shop and they were doing his tires. That's why I kept hearing the tire gun. And there was stuff in there that maybe didn't fit. So, and I do get stuff fast with Autowrites, and I do get deeper with Autowrites. So I could do more than one. I just have to see who I'm gonna Autowrite. I want to Autowrite her. I want to Autowrite Ted. There is nothing that is promised in mediumship. I just can give what they give me. That's it. I've had a lot of people ask me like who Ted is, and I'm like, here's the link about why I work with him, and there's a bunch of astrology in there about it. I do get stuff for future. Yeah, I do. I'm not going to do a reading with all you guys on here because, like I said, I don't do live readings anymore for the simple fact that I pick up the chat too much. So whatever you guys are thinking in the chat, I will pick it up, and I don't want to do that. So we realized that my readings are a little tainted. We learned that with Ethan's reading. They started talking about Hannah in the comments, and I picked it up, and it screwed up my whole reading, and he got frustrated and left. So that's what happened with the second part of Ethan's reading. And we were doing good too. It started about how he wanted to be in control and all of that. So I know I'm freaking starving. My Jack in the Box sitting over there in the damn microwave. I ate one and I was like, I'm full, but now you guys have made me hungry. Or my drink. Maybe my drink has made me hungry because I actually burn energy when I talk to you guys though, because I kind of pick up your guys' stuff. So yeah, I don't like to do live readings anymore because after that shit happened with or Stu stuff. After that stuff happened with Ethan's, it was like crap, man. It totally got screwed up because everybody started talking about Hannah in the comments. After I said, please don't talk about things in the comments. And I noticed too, like I kept seeing the people that they thought it was, and I knew it wasn't, but it kept coming in because it's like, I don't think people understand when everybody's honed in on one thing, it overtakes the reading. It literally overtakes spirit. So I will. Yeah, I'll eat. I barely ate anything today. I ate a little bit of fries and one taco. And then I was like, I didn't feel like eating. I don't know. So I do more like a clearing and stuff. I probably should meditate more, honestly. Every day I'm like, I'm going to meditate when I go to sleep, and I don't do it. It's bad. But I do like a clearing protection thing. Excuse you. Well, if you really read so when it comes to crime Autowrites, they're different than when it comes to world Autowrites. Because world Autowrites, I'm picking up from everything that's around, past, present, and future. From the crime Autowrites, it's a little more structured. Like if you go back into the BK Autowrites, okay, dude, seriously? Hang on one second. I gotta yell at this dog. He tries to get in the bottom of the bird cage and get all the stuff. So if you go back into the BK Autowrite I did, there is a lot more that fits than doesn't. So there is a lot of, like I said, the criminology, the psychology, the tire gun, the what he looked like. There's a lot more in there. He did take shop. So there was a lot more that fit in the Autowrites than didn't fit. This is Neo, and he likes to be around me all the time. And now he's fighting. Don't fight her. You're not the boss. You don't get to kick everybody away from me. You're mean. It's Neo, and he wants to take over. That live was very distracting. All the lives were distracting. I was like, there's too much going on in my head with all this. I can't deal. I did I was helping someone find so this is just an interesting story, and I'm not going to give any names or anything like that, but well, there's two stories. So one, and this is one that's alive and one that's not. So sometimes when someone's alive, it's yeah, I do pick up a lot of stuff. So here's a couple stories if you guys want a story time. All right. So someone asked me to help find their sister. This one was kind of easy, actually. So I said, and it was like a question, like a one question thing. And I was like, well, I'm getting Target after I got some other stuff. Well, it turns out the next day she gets in contact with me and she says, well, they saw her on a camera in Target. So now she's home and they know who she is. So that one was really easy. So the other one was, it was just happened just recently. I was contacted by someone on here to help find a family member of theirs. They were missing for about a week, I think. And they just kind of were walking from one place to another and disappeared. This is why I get very frustrated sometimes. So I was describing things in the area, which is hard because it is like I see things around the area. Okay. It's not so much I can go point on a map and say that this is how it is. It was like, I was saying, okay, so I got a mileage, like within the 4 miles. I was getting that there was a cabin reference. I was getting that there was, I'm trying to think, like you would go uphill and then you would curve. And she said, well, I said, did you guys go further? Because they were at these one cabins. And I said, did you guys go further? And she's like, yeah, we checked it out. He wasn't there. But I'm thinking in my mind, like, you need to go further. Like, you need to go further. And I said, well, like maybe take horses or something and go further. So then I kept getting a reference to like the place with like a bunch of junk in it, a reference to water, a reference to like, I was showing like this handmade wind chime that I kept seeing and hearing. And there was also a reference to a certain specific someone that I kept getting throughout the reading. But also during this reading, there was something that I kept seeing that was very bad that happened. But I kept saying, I don't think it's him. I think it might be connected to this other person, right? Which the other person was a dealer. So it's very possible that this other person did the things that I thought maybe I was seeing had done, but I didn't feel like it was the guy, but I feel like maybe that guy had done something because it was repeating and repeating, and it was driving me crazy. I also kept getting a dog barking that was like, but beware of dog, and the dog was going off and I couldn't get rid of it. Well, she said that that could happen because she was like, well, he was at this house and next door there was this dog that barked all the time as a German Shepherd. And I was like, okay, but why would he show me that? I don't understand why he's showing me that then. So, anyway, so it was like the next day or the day after or something like that. They go looking and she says, well, everything that you said is on this trail. She passed these, even the wind chimes. She like passed these handmade wind chimes. It was weird because it was coming in like the aluminum beer bottles or something. I don't know, but like wind chimes. And they passed the cabins and they went up and around a corner. And I guess they went further this time. I didn't really push the further thing because she said it'd been checked, but I said, well, maybe get some like horses or something if you can, or some way to check it more. And a reference to the specific person's house. And so she goes to this specific person's house and they go up this trail and they pass the wind chimes and the house has got like junk and everything in it. She said, I couldn't believe all the stuff that you were saying was like right there. So I see it as I'm there, so it makes it hard sometimes. Like, it's hard. I can't like point at a map and be like, oh yeah, they're right there. I wish I could, but sometimes I feel like a pull to an area, or I get obsessed with it. But as of right now, that's not very strong with me. So I kind of just describe like what I'm seeing, like things you'll see on the way or whatever. And which is hard. Sometimes there's a lot of woods, there's a lot of water. I get that. So anyways, they found him. They went a little bit further, and she said, we passed the wind chimes. We passed a house with a bunch of junk, like you said. It went up the road around kind of like a corner. She said, everything that I was seeing, everything that you said was there. But the thing was, is they hadn't gone far enough before. But they had said it had been searched, but it wasn't really searched. So why he didn't show me, like, I'm in the woods, I don't know. I kept being reference to his heart, though. But why he didn't show me that, I don't know. But I guess that guy, the house he was by, is like really bad. And I think whatever I was seeing, like he might have somebody in his yard or something. It was really, really detailed and like driving me crazy. And I couldn't figure out where it belonged. And that's the only thing I could think. So, I mean, they found him. Unfortunately, it wasn't what we had wanted it to be. But so I don't know if I already did those. I mean, we can do both. I can get the Autowrite done first. I'll just have to make sure people know that other things can come in. We take what fits, we leave the rest, because other things can come in other readings too. So, but she didn't live in so she didn't have her kids. So she didn't live in a small home with 5 kids. Yeah, it was weird. It was the first time I ever got those kind, but they were like homemade chimes. And so I told her, he was like near a property. Like he had to be near this property. And I kept mentioning like this dealer guy, and that's where he was really close to that. Because I was like, you need to go find this guy that I'm talking about. I mean, Autowrites can be hard to follow. I'm not going to lie, because I'm an open channel. I can pull in whatever. But the ones for, like the world events are harder to follow. So, I mean, I could do both. What you have to do is take everything from all the readings and do it that way. That's how you do it. It's rested. I'm never rested, Ash. Sorry. I wish I was, but I never get rested. Because my days are backwards. I'm up all night because it's still hot. They cooled down for a little bit, but it's hot again. Not going to do a reading on Idaho 4. Nope, there's no point. Like I tell people, I'm only allowed to do so many readings on a case. That is now in the judicial system. There's no point to do another reading. They've said everything they got to say. There's absolutely no point to keep poking the bear and bugging them and all of that. Just let them go. Let them be. I already did. I already did an outcome reading. That's how I feel the outcome's going to come. Whatever he's trying to do, it's not going to work, in my opinion. So Into the Mind reading was the outcome reading, and I'm done with it. There's nothing else I can do. I've given them a voice, every single one of them a voice, and it is now in the judicial system's hands. So, no point. That's interesting. It's called an Autowrite. You can Google what an Autowrite is, but it's basically you're auto-writing. You're channeling from spirit. You're writing whatever they tell you, and they usually have a reason why they do like certain cases. Like if we go back to Delphi's, it's not going to be all Delphi. Like I said, I barely even got any Delphi in that, which I didn't know. I actually got a lot more of the Long Island serial killer than I did Delphi. I kind of sleep. I sleep during the day right now. I still offer like the $15 ones, but I don't know when I get to them. And actually, I need to check my list to make sure I'm not missing any right now. But I I'm not going to do them live. I just don't have the energy or time right now, unfortunately. Yeah, I know I saw those. I saw those ones of the grandma. Apparently, though, her brother was also a photographer and took pictures of her, and maybe that's why I was hearing the camera go. Probably child support. No, she probably did more. We just don't know about it. What are you I don't understand what you're talking about, Jessica. This has nothing to do with Idaho 4. I'm just saying. I'm using it as a reference. An example. Oh, they found a guy, or is it another Idaho 4? So I see what you're saying now. So they have DNA that links to a guy. That's it right now. Yeah, you do make good money around cleaning around houses. I do know somebody that used to clean houses. So it could be another Idaho 4 as far as the I kept getting parallels to Idaho 4, which is an obsessive thing. So, I mean, Session Dark Desires, like it's weird. Like it started off going in that direction and then it flipped on me for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why it flipped like that. And I started seeing this woman. Freaking weird. I don't know. Who's to know why I saw it? I don't know. I'm as confused as you guys are. That's cool, Pauline. Oh. We have a great community besides a few of the ones that aren't so great. Yeah, no, I don't think it's a truck driver serial killer. I think the one connected to that kid, it comes across as like someone that had keys or I keep seeing. So when I was watching that, I kept getting stuff, and I kept getting a reference to like, a bigger. It's kind of weird because what I was seeing for somebody else I was doing a reading on, it matches this. And I'm like, crap, because I got that one. I don't know. I really had a hard time with that one for some reason, but it was a cold case. But for some reason, I don't know. I kept getting the reference to like a maintenance man coming in, and I'm just wondering if it wasn't like a future thing here. But I keep getting a reference to like a bigger guy, like a bigger Mexican guy. But there's a reference to he's either a worker or he has keys. I kept seeing a key ring with keys on it. And the hair was like longer looking. I'm getting like a mustache and a beard. Like, I don't know. But I feel like it's someone with her that like watched her and stuff like that. As far as the dad, because at first that was where our first mind went, but they're saying that he's been ruled out due to like messages back and forth and him having an alibi and all that. Probably no or TOD. The money is really good cleaning houses. It actually, like I said, I know somebody that used to do it. It's a crappy job, but well, it's okay. Yeah, I know we were just talking about that, actually. I don't know. Well, I'm talking about the one that the little girl that was killed in her house. I'm not saying this one. This one, that's who I just described, is not what I'm getting for this. I'm getting that for the 11-year-old that was found in her apartment. Sorry if I confused you guys. That's just what I saw when I was watching, because I didn't know I was going to work on it. I didn't even know what it was. I just kind of clicked it to see what it was. But I didn't hear hit for hire. I wasn't saying that. I was just saying maybe they thought it was a perfect murder. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the assassination card came out, but that could be because this was an assassination. She was found and she was assassinated. Like, might not be literal. No, I don't. I don't think she was taken elsewhere. I think it would happen all right there on the trail, and like she was probably attacked there, taken off somewhere she couldn't be seen. Everything else happened, and then he probably put her where she was found. That doesn't mean that as far as like maybe he was hiding in a tunnel somewhere where it was dark. Well, they haven't found the teacher yet, so I didn't watch it, no. I haven't even looked for it. I've been watching Charmed. Yeah. It is. So that's who I was kind of seeing for that. Like, I don't know. I keep getting a reference to keys. So it makes me feel like they have keys. Like maybe a apartment maintenance or someone that had keys. I keep seeing that for her. Whenever I try to kind of tap in, I keep getting a reference to the like keys. No, it's Pasadena, Texas. Yeah, I know. It does seem like it's in left field. That's why, like, when I was getting it, I was like, I don't even know if this makes sense. It feels like it's all over the place or in left field. Or that's why I like second guess. You guys wonder why I second guess? Because stuff that goes on in my mind, I can't make sense of it sometimes. Like I said, sometimes it's literal, sometimes it's symbolic, and I think they have a hard time showing me sometimes. So, and sometimes I don't know what's literal and what's symbolic. Yeah, that's what she was talking about. Kelly's the one that sent it to me, and the person was like bound. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just confused. I don't know. So I go crazy over every case I work on. Especially a case I feel really, really pulled to. I always like my mind is constantly going. And I didn't use any trigger words, did I? Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. That's right where the old border is. I do, and a lot of people don't get the interconnects too. It's Pasadena, Texas. Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought I said something. I was like, I usually don't say really trigger words. I mean, I might. I mean, I don't know who the African American guy is I keep seeing. I don't know who he is. He might connect to that teacher for all I know. Oh, it's really weird. I don't know. It's hard sometimes when I pull in multiple energies or a bunch of different energies at once or a bunch of different cases at once. And whoever's the strongest is going to be the loudest. Yeah. You'll have to look it up, but it's about 11-year-old girl. She was unalived in her apartment after her dad went to work. I don't know. Was she married? Because I keep getting a husband reference when I think of her. Or a boyfriend, somebody like that. I know I was going to work on the Watts case too, and I keep forgetting about that. Not Shannon Ann Watts, the new one. Because I remember on the Autowrites, I said there was going to be a reference to the Watts case, like a repeating itself, not necessarily the same situation, but now there's a victim with the last name Watts, and I don't know.
I feel like that's something I want to work on too. I don't know. Yeah, Alicia Watts. Yep. So there's a lot of cases I want to work. It's just having the energy to do it, unfortunately. Oh, I don't know. I don't usually do readings on things like that. I just do Autowrites, and we're actually thinking that where I saw all the people on the island running when I thought it was lava, we're thinking it was fire. And we're also thinking that I got an interconnect in this with when I was seeing fire in the very first reading, because it happened the next day. Thinking. Yeah, I'm gonna cover that case. I'm gonna ask Ted on that case. I want to ask Ted on a serial. Well, I'm not gonna cover the ones that they already have him for. I actually already have what my Autowrites fit from Delphi fit him, so I already have a video of that. But for that, the Eastbound Strangler, like, I want to do the victims that we don't know are his. I'd like to talk to Ted and see. But because I like to ask him on serial killer cases, because otherwise I have to connect to each single victim. But it's still going to be hard because I'm not going to know which ones are, if there's multiple perps, which one's connected to which. So it's like, it's really confusing. Like, I don't know. Like, even when we go back to like the Oregon 4 or 6 or whatever it is, like the first reading, I kept getting a cop. She hasn't been connected to the other 4. So it could still be. I don't know. Then we have the Smith that I kept getting like like she got into a truck, but there was a lot I couldn't see. But maybe she lived her life as, you know, going with truck drivers. So like I said, I can get things around them. It's not necessarily the perpetrator or whatnot. So I know that's like confusing. But if something's really strong around their energy or stronger on what they did, they'll talk about it. It could have to do with timing too. Maybe she just got dropped off by a truck and then it happened or something. So I get what guides do come in as they can, but like I tell people, I get what I'm supposed to get when I'm supposed to get it. So I'm not going to get anything that I'm not supposed to get. I don't really pull cards though. Yeah, so like how they have certain patterns. So the reason why I picked up a lot of Lisk or Gilgal, we don't know if they're all connected. The reason why I picked up a lot on him is because his energy for some reason was really strong in that reading when I tapped into stuff, but it was because it was like kind of similar energy, I guess. Right. Well, and things can have multiple meanings in cases. So the color orange could have a multiple meaning. It might not just be something near the crime scene, which it could be, but it could also be something connected to him as well. But very possible. So, because what I try to do is get stuff that I don't know. I hadn't seen the crime scene, so I was trying to get stuff on the crime scene. It is, and that might be why I got it. It might not connect him at all, or it might. No, I never said LAPD. I don't think at all. I wasn't getting a connection to California or Los Angeles. I don't remember. Oh, you're talking to her. Never mind. That's true. I used to live in California. But I didn't think about that. I didn't connect it, but I could see why Ted would use it. So it could be multiple meanings. I could definitely see. It is the Golden State. Yeah, I mean, I used to live there, but I just... It could be both things. I mean, like I say, that's why I always tell people things have multiple meanings, and it's not just to say that shit will fit. It's not that. I don't try to like fit things in my reading. I just know that I get them for a reason. And so sometimes numbers and months have multiple meanings. Like if we look at May and BK, okay, May is Maddie's middle name, but also something big happened in May. So, you know, multiple meanings, numbers, things like that. No. You're all good. No, there's no disrespect anywhere. You're all good. I don't take anything as anything. You know, you guys are. Don't worry about it. Right. And again, it can be around the timing of stuff. Like, for instance, I have said this before, but I kept getting like, I think it was like a helicopter or airplane or something around Stephanie Parze. But so it was just that she was found the day that Kobe's plane went down. You know, and Quentin's interconnect, I mean, that didn't make any sense at all. So I have no idea why that one came in when it did. That was really weird. But it can be around the timing. Like I was getting the fire, that reading that I like, just random fire. I didn't know how it fit, but then all the fires happened in Maui the next day, like the day I did the reading. So, I mean, I don't know. And it's not always specific either. I wish it was more specific. Yeah, no, it doesn't work like that. I wish it did, but it doesn't. Unfortunately, not for me, it doesn't. It would be nice if they were more specific and been like, hey, it's this person. Now, as far as, no, that's great. I just don't use cards. I mean, I use crime cards, but I trust my reading, and then I use them for validation, basically. So, and they usually match. Like, no, I haven't worked on any of the alien ones. I was going to try to channel aliens, but I haven't done it yet. So I don't, you know, I just use crime cards, but I don't always use them, and it's more like a validation thing. They validated both of my readings, though. They validated the time I got the woman and the man and the couple, and then they validated the time I got the man. So, frick, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I get what I get. I just know that a lot of times it has to do with timing or around the victim or around the perps. It's not always just straight up. And whenever I say something, it's not really anything other than just, I'm just trying to explain. Like, I got things that go on in my mind. Like, I just try to like teach people how I work. Because if they're going to be here, like, there's a reason, or I have to teach them how it's going to work. So if I like post stuff, it doesn't really have anything to do with anybody negative. It's just that I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to help people understand how I work, so that if they're going to keep watching, they get it. Well, I did say in the reading random, I was like, watch it be some random person that the cops bring up that we don't know anything about. I just thought that was funny that that's what I said, because there's a reason I said it. But all the other stuff might connect to like her life and his life and other things, you know, you never know. Because there's stuff that fits. Like if it was social media, if it was obsession, like all that stuff fits. There could be a female, we just don't know. And like I said, the attack, I could have been seeing an attack on somebody else where he attacked 2 people. You don't know. That could be something in his past. You don't know. We just don't know. What, man? I don't know what you're talking about. They didn't show a face. I didn't see the perp in this one for some reason. Yeah. I know. I don't know. I am. Yep. Thank you. Someone told me I needed a better mic. I was like, there's nothing wrong with my mic as long as I talk into it. I don't think there is. There's nothing. Yeah, that's what you were talking about earlier. It didn't make that kind of didn't make sense. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know like if I want to do an auto-writer reading on this because now I know this. So I don't want it to play into my readings. Like I always try to go into readings blind. And even after the first reading, people start sending me stuff and I feel like it plays into the next reading. So I try, like, I wish I could just go through a whole case and not know anything and then just leave it. But I have a lot of people send me stuff and it's like, then I'm like, ah. So, I mean, I don't know. I just try to help you guys understand. So whenever I post stuff, it's not anything about negativity. I think I'm just trying to explain. And I know that there's going to be people that are like, oh yeah, I used to believe, I don't now. It's like, dude, you've been here for 2 seconds. And not everything came out today. So just leave it until we find out what happens. Like no one really knows. This is just something they're looking at, you know? Well, I definitely know somebody will be arrested. I definitely saw them. And when you look at the guy, like he's wearing clothes that I wonder if that's why they showed me him in that shirt. Because I know in my Delphi Autowrites, I picked up the Dallas serial killer. And the reason why he's a Hispanic guy, and I kept getting Hispanic guys. So I think that's why I picked it up in Delphi because there was 2 Hispanic serial killers. But this guy, he had on a blue and white checkered shirt. When he was arrested, Dallas guy was arrested, he had a blue and white checkered shirt. So I wonder if Spirit's referencing that, or maybe he will be wearing one. I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to reference that. Like they were trying to tell me similar to that guy, or I don't know. That's just kind of a weird thing. I do teachings, but I just don't have time and energy to do it right now, unfortunately. But I do have classes that I kind of give people on my YouTube, give them the links. But yeah, but I don't know now. I don't know in what aspect the woman's involved. Yeah, so my first reading's usually the best, but yeah, I'm not a mystical creature. I always say that. Like I'm just connecting to a different vibration, and I'm trying to take that vibration and translate it, or what they're telling me, translate everything to you guys. So symbolism, visions, what they're saying, all of that. Because sometimes it's just words, sometimes it's just symbols, sometimes it's just visions. Like I kept seeing the visions of the 2 guys or 2 people in black, and then it was weird. It was like she took off her. It was just so odd. I couldn't make sense of it because I can still see it, so I know that it's not my mind. It has to fit somewhere, but like literally I kept seeing these 2 people in black, and she takes off her mask, and she's like standing over somebody, and her brown hair is falling. Like I don't know, I just know that it's freaking, I'm seeing it. I don't know what it means. It's just weird because they keep repeating that to me, and I don't understand. Maybe he did something with a girl at some time, like they robbed somebody or something. I don't know, it's very weird. No, I mean, I kept getting the teacher because there was another person that was missing. That goes back to the interconnects that I get because it's in the area. It's only 55 miles away. I'm going to pick it up sometimes. Thank you. I don't know. I feel very fantastic right now. I don't know what's going on. Right, exactly. So there's one in some point, or man, some point, some reason or other, I'm getting whatever I'm getting for some reason or other. I don't know. It's because Mabel's not out here, so she's not barking at you. Violet's not barking at you either. Huh? Yeah. I know my goat's like, let me out, Mom, let me out. I can't let him out now anymore because he wants to go eat everything, put everything in his mouth. So I have to watch him now. I can't leave him out when I'm on here. Hello. So an interconnect, there's a video on it. I'll just send you to the video. It's in the teaching. I think it's in the teaching playlist. It's also in the description box of this video. So it talks about what an interconnect is. It's similarities around the area, things like that. So I kind of explain it all in that. I don't know. So I did a whole video on it for people that wanted to know. Tammy's always busy. But yeah, it's in the description box. I did post a link there. So if anybody wants to understand how an Autowrite works or an interconnect works, it's all there. I get a little confused myself, and I've tried not to do it that way, but it just happens. I don't know whether it's validation or what it is. I don't know. It does, but I don't know. I'm so confused. Like, I think this one is like bugging me more than Idaho 4 did, but I don't know. I felt pretty bugged that they're in that one too. I mean, I think it was planned. I think even if it's just in a way like I'm gonna attack her one day or something, like, I don't know. Or knew where he was, like, probably watched her, knew where she went, so he could attack her. I don't know. I just think in some aspects, like, he knew her. It doesn't, I mean, yes, they have random dudes that attack women all the time on trails and stuff, but it just doesn't feel like that to me in some way. Like with that obsession feeling with like Idaho 4, like I get kind of that too. But then I get the jealousy feeling. So I don't know if that's just from women in her life or people who are jealous of her or what that is about. I mean, sometimes they do get very personal with beatings though. Like, I mean, look at Ted Bundy. He beat his victims and he didn't have anything connect. I mean, it was just rage. It wasn't anything that was, you know what I mean? So, and I guess that's what they were comparing it to, was Ted. And then I was like, ah, shoot, did I like totally screw this? So, no, I don't. I'm not going to do anything. I don't just ask spirit. I have to get in the zone. And unfortunately, like I said, they're only going to tell me what they're going to tell me. It's not a specific, like, oh yeah, this person did it. It doesn't work like that. Unless it's a boyfriend or husband, they can point directly to them. You just get symbolism and things that connect to them and connect to her. That's just the way it is. But I won't do a reading live ever again. People's thoughts, even if they don't mean to have them, they have them, and I pick them up, unfortunately. I'm a mind reader. Woo! So we learned that in Ethan's reading. I mean, I learned that before that, but really Ethan's reading was when it really was evident, and I was like, what the hell? He got really frustrated with me on that one. He was just like, I'm out of here. You're not listening to me anymore. Damn it. We were on a roll. Because I got the bathroom in his, and that there was that reference. Yeah, I'm starving. My cats don't do that to me. My dogs do. Yeah, I don't know. Whenever it just seems dark. Like, I don't know if they were hiding in a tunnel or they followed her from a tunnel, and it's not the tunnel maybe she was found at, but it's got to be a running tunnel because there's a reference to that I keep getting, and it's like it's just dark. Like I can't see. So, I mean, I just kind of keep going till I feel like I need to stop, but I don't like to do too many cases at once because then they really will interconnect. So I try to stay focused on one thing, and then when I'm done with that, I move on to another. You know what I mean? Like Idaho 4, I stayed focused on that. When I felt like I was done, I moved on to another. It's going to be the same way here. When I feel like I'm done, I'll move on to the next one. No, I know. But I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just think it's funny that I said, watch, it's going to be someone random that we're never going to expect. In the reading, I said that because I was like, it feels, I don't know what it feels like. It didn't feel like I was right or understanding right, or I was picking up other stuff. I don't know. But I kept getting that. I said that like 3 times because it kind of felt like that. Like, watch, they're going to come out with something weird. I did. I was like, it'll be a random person. And again, and I got twists and turns with this case, but that's what I was like, it's going to be watch a random person. The cops are going to mention some random person we're not even think about, and none of this is going to make sense. But again, and that's why I tell people, like, I can get stuff in their past, present, future. And that connects to her. That connects to the perp. Like, we don't know if he robbed somebody with another person. That could be why I'm picking that up. Maybe she didn't want to show me her full passing because I didn't get the whole thing. I don't know. It was all very, and she's a new spirit, but it was all very, blurry. I don't know, very blurry. I've never said that before. I never have. I've never been like in the middle of the reading. Watch it be some random person, and this isn't even right. Because that's what it kind of was like, that's what I felt like, but I was seeing all this other stuff, and I just don't know how it connects, you know? Well, not necessarily. I mean, DNA is solving a lot of cases right now. So, I don't know. I guess I want to get on here and talk stuff out. And maybe for the people that are new, like, they watch this, they'll understand more. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean have to be directly at her. I'm going to pick up things around her life. I will pick up things that are known because that's also part of the validation. But I'm going to pick up things around her life for the validation process. For the things, you know, that are relevant in her life that people can validate, you know. I just was getting tripped out that I got like the initials of her baby's dad for the 2 kids. Like, that could just be because it's in her energy. I mean, I still see a woman, but I just don't know how the woman connects. Like, I still see that woman in orange jumpsuit. I just don't know how it connects. It's weird because I keep getting a reference to Quentin Simon's mom, but like an older version. I'm like, is it Quentin Simon? Something's going to happen in Quentin's case around the time that this guy's get arrested? I don't know. Like, I keep getting a reference to that. I don't know. But then I keep seeing that woman running through the tunnel. I don't think he's going to be stupid enough to do it. Not there anyways. Maybe someone else. So somewhere else. So now we know if there's another woman attacked, it's probably him. And it's probably a serial offender. But the thing is I just keep seeing that woman running away. And I don't know how to perceive it. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe the guy has two personalities and one's a woman. I don't know. That's kind of pushing it a little bit. It could be, but it still feels more like I said, like maybe a woman's hiding him, or maybe like they're involved in some way. It's an ex-girlfriend, something, you know. I don't know. We're not going to know for sure until it comes out. Like, it's not as specific as I would like it to be. I get really frustrated because it's like, why can't you just tell me, like, who it is? Show me everything. Like, I wish. So he was Native American, and they are very drawn. They are very spirit in tuned. I think his daughter has visions. Maybe he even does. I think that in a way, they were involved in finding him, maybe not finding her, maybe not finding her, but I think it was spiritual. I don't think it was anything like that. Although maybe the guy has a record. I don't get, just because somebody has a record does not mean they're involved in something. I don't know. She was left naked, so it makes me think she was sexually assaulted. Sade. Oh, thank you, girl. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. I don't know. I wish I had like a noise or something I could do for super stickers. Oh, I get so frustrated. You guys have no idea. Like, you're not in my head. Like, I get so mad. I'm like, why can't I've been talking to her all the time. Like, just freaking show me who it is. Freaking show me what happens. Just like show me so I can like call in a tip or something. So I get very frustrated and like annoyed. I believe so. I believe that right there, that he was speaking to protect the daughter from the media and all of that. I totally believe that she was the one that had the visions and whatnot. She's probably Native American as well. And you can tell he's Native American. He's got all the dress on. So he does have something to do with that. But just because people find bodies, I mean, there's lots of psychics that find bodies. That doesn't mean they're involved. There's random people that find bodies. It doesn't mean they're involved. Yes, maybe he shouldn't have said things that he said. But sometimes things get to our head. Like, you know, maybe all the attention or whatever. So, and if he has a past, it doesn't necessarily mean, okay, just like all of our exes, okay, they have a past, but people can change. Not always, but sometimes they do. Can't judge people on their past just because they have a criminal record. Can't do that. A lot of times people don't have a criminal record that does this. So look at the Gilgo murder. He doesn't have a criminal record. Look at BK. He doesn't have a criminal record. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that the person has a criminal record. Or they just never got caught. So we can't judge by that at all. Just saying. Yeah, maybe he thought he was helping. Like, we don't know, like, where his mind was about that. Yeah, probably. She probably was traumatized, but I think that maybe he was protecting her because maybe she did find it spiritually. Like, we all have those spiritual moments. I don't know how many people have told me they've had random visions. Like, We don't know. Maybe she did have a vision of the tunnels. Maybe it was her that had a vision of the tunnels and not her dad. Like, we don't know. I haven't watched anything on them. I'm just going off of what I was told. So you guys see without my glasses because I got drink on them and they're dirty. Ginger got her tooth pulled today because she had a little abscess that I didn't even know. It was a good thing I went to the vet. I think that was like a psychic thing because it just popped up. I was taking her for another reason, for another tooth. But yeah, I get a little too passionate and like I can't. I did this in Idaho 4. I did this in Delphi where I couldn't shut off my thoughts about trying to figure out what it would mean. Trying to figure out who done it. Like, I can't. And I've barely seen that video. Like someone said, I didn't watch the news conference. I was actually in the vet's office when the news conference came on, so I didn't watch it. I just saw someone sent me, like, I think Lizzie sent me a picture of a screenshot of the back of him, and that was it. So I didn't really see anything. I didn't watch the news conference or anything like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to turn out. If it doesn't turn out, I just won't turn out good. I won't release it, I guess. So I don't feel like the ponytail person I'm seeing is the daughter unless she was jogging without a shirt on, like in just a sports bra. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I walk around my outside with a sports bra on. It's too hot to wear clothes here. Yeah, I'd have to meditate constantly to switch the thoughts off, Nan. So that doesn't really work for me. I have to do that constantly. And I honestly haven't even had the time to do that. It's really bad. So because I'm an Aquarius, I'm always in my head. I'm all air signs, always in my head. So I would have to literally meditate all the time. Like I try to let stuff go and I try to just be like, okay, it'll turn out. And I've done it more with this case where I'd be like, okay, it's going to turn out however it's going to turn out. But I kept thinking there was going to be something coming up. But that was it. It wasn't like anything, you know, it just goes. No, it's my dog's tooth, not my cat's. She's 17 and she had her teeth done a couple years ago, but she's too old to have them done now. The vet won't do them. So now we just pull the teeth that need to be pulled. And she's on it. She takes antibiotics like every 4 weeks for 10 days, like to kind of keep the bacteria down. And then she's on an anti-inflammatory for life just because it helps with everything. And then we took Casper because the dog outside because he's been limping and stuff, but they think he might like have some, I forget what it's called, something itis. I have to Google it, but it's like his bones are growing too fast, kind of like growing pains for dogs. Like his bones are growing a little too fast for him, so he's got some pain. So they gave him some pain pills for that. And then Nebula, I don't know what's wrong with her. Like they did an x-ray, but her legs she seems like she's in pain. Like she walks a little bit and then she like lays down, and she used to be out here with me and she's not anymore. She just doesn't act right. So I actually heard crushings, and I asked the vet if she could do a cortisol like stuff, and she said cats don't get crushings, but they do because I looked it up, but I heard it. So I usually don't hear random things that are that specific. I don't even know what the disease is, but they did a blood panel on her today because the x-rays didn't show anything. She's on anti-inflammatory too, like every 3 days. So I took all them to the vet today because we didn't know if like Casper like broke I didn't know if he broke something or he plays pretty rough, so I didn't know. But he did really good. Good boy. But yeah, so that's what I did today. Yeah, Cushing's. I always say Crushings, but she said that cats didn't get it, but I Googled it and they do. So I don't know. I'd heard it in my head and I don't even know what the disease is. So I asked her to check it. She wouldn't check it. So I don't know. I mean, she should know what I do. I told her what I did, but she's usually pretty good about that. But I don't know. Sometimes, like I said, I'm not shown the perp, and I don't know why that is. It might be for different reasons. It could be for my protection. It could be because I'm seeing it through his eyes, so I can't see him, or I'm in his energy, so I can't see him, or it's just not time to see him yet. It could be a lot of those things. It could be either one of those things. She's not really losing weight. I mean, I don't think she's as big as she used to be, but her hair used to be fluffier. It's not as fluffy anymore. I don't know. She just acts like she's in pain. Like she'll walk a little bit. She seems like she has a hard time, and then she kind of like lays down, and she's the only cat I see that lays down with her legs out. I don't know what's going on with her, but like we did an x-ray, and she said if she's still having issues, bring her back for a blood test. So I did that today because I was like, I'm going there anyways. I need to have it done because I just saw her kind of like having a hard time walking, or seemed like she used to come out here with me all the time, and literally she doesn't anymore. She only sees me when I go to bed. She didn't used to be like that, so I don't really know what's going on with her. She did have knots and stuff too. I just got out of her hair. Like something's going on with her. I don't know what, but something. We'll find. Hopefully the blood test shows something, because otherwise I'm there. I don't know. My internet cut out for a second. No, my internet cut out. And then I couldn't type. Yeah. Can you guys hear me now and everything? I tried to type and let you guys know, but it wouldn't let me. I got kicked off. Yeah, I was frozen. No, I don't have new teeth. I have all my teeth. I don't know what you're talking about. I asked her to check up. I know I asked her to check the cortisol levels, but she wouldn't do it. Oh, it won't let me show your guys' stuff anymore. Oh, there we go. So I don't know. I'm not. I'm still exhausted. So I'm trying to get everything done, like take turns on stuff because my energy sucks. Still, it's better than last month, but it's still not great. So I'm trying to take turns but it's hard because I do readings every day. So yeah. So I don't use essential oils because I have birds. So I actually don't use any of those because of the birds. Oh, okay. Well, she said she was all red, so I thought she was talking about me because she can see me. So I didn't know. Gotcha. Yeah. I don't think it's anything like that. It's weird. It kind of started after we moved. So I don't know. She's my Walmart kitty. I got her out of the litter. Hey, what are you doing? I literally got her out of the parking lot at Walmart. So no, she didn't get bit by anything. I don't know. We'll find out. Hopefully the blood test will show if something's wrong. She does a little bit better when I give her the anti-inflammatory, but she jumps the gate to go in the cat room, so she's not too bad, but it seems like she's just in pain, not herself. Like she eats and drinks okay. It's just more like I'm achy or I'm in pain or something like that. Like that's kind of what it seems like. So I don't know. Her x-ray turned out fine and all that. You okay, Ginger? It's a good thing we went today, huh? She was just starting to get the abscess, so it's kind of interesting that I had made an appointment for her like a couple days ago. But she bit the vet. Like she's a little tiny chihuahua, like this big, and she gets like really rowdy when you get by her mouth and you try to help her and stuff like that. And she bit the vet. The vet had a band-aid on when she came back. She's like, I pulled the one with the abscess. I'm not touching anymore because I took her in for one in the front, but they don't want to touch that one. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with her. We'll find out. Hopefully the blood test will show something. Otherwise, I'm like so confused. But the blood tests don't show cortisol levels, so it could be something with that. I don't know. I just think it's weird that I heard something that like random, you know? Like that random, like I don't even know what it is and all that. So Nebula. I call her Nebby, but her name's Nebula. She's a long-haired tortie. Very, very sweet baby. She's very sweet. That's what I'm saying. She used to always be with me out here. I don't know what the heck her problem is now. It's weird. My goat is staring at me. He's been going out with other goats during the day and coming in the evening, and I usually have him out where he like tries to eat everything, like puppy pads and all that. So I can't leave him out when I do live anymore because I'll be on him every 5 seconds. But he's like giving me the death stare through the crate. You look funny, dude. There's nothing to biopsy right now. All my cats are on all my cats are on urinary via the vet's idea because I have boys and girls, so I just put everybody on urinary. That's what she says to put them on. So, because I had an issue with one of my cats. He's on prescription food, but she said it's best to put them all down on the urinary food and not give them anything else because all cats are really prone, boys or girls, with the food they have out now to get crystals. So we do that. Saves on it in the long run. Yeah, I love torties too. They're actually one of my favorites, but I have a crazy tortie and I have 2 sweet torties. I'm talking about you, Astra. You're a tortie. She was in my garage at my old house. She has a little, she's the one that you see like the yellow tip on the end of her tail sometimes. It keeps freaking kicking me out. Ugh. Keeps freaking kicking me out. There is nothing to biopsy though. Yeah, she won't do that for me. Let me do this anyways. Can you guys still see me? What the hell? Can you see me now? What the heck is going on here? I don't know if my son is taking all my internet and it's messing up or what. I don't know. It's weird. It keeps kicking me off. I know. It was like someone was trying to join, but they weren't there. How freaking weird. I don't know. Spirit messing with my stuff? That was freaking weird. I don't know. It did go double, like someone was trying to come on. I don't know. Yeah, it is. I don't know. Maybe maybe a spirit's trying to come on. They can quit messing with my stuff now, maybe, though. Because I'm about to end this because I don't want to lose my live. It keeps doing that crap. No, if anybody, it would probably be Rachel. She's pretty strong. Like, I'm telling you, she bugs me sometimes. The only reason that I kept, like, trying to or wanted to connect to her is because I wouldn't be left alone with stuff. So, yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It could be my son could be using my internet. It was funny. So the one night, when me and Tammy did the reading, like after we shut off, we were talking, and my son texted me and he's like, "Mom, did you hear that knocking?" I was like, "No, what knocking?" And he's like, "There's knocking in here." And I was like, "Well, you're tripping out, dude." I said, "But I did just channel Ted, so who knows?" The next day, his girlfriend tells me that she put on like a knocking video, like to make him think that someone was knocking, and she scared him. I was like, "Oh man, that's funny." He was literally scared. He was so scared because he believes in like skinwalkers and stuff. He was freaking scared. Yeah, she got him good. I guess she changed the time forward on his phone and was like, it was like 11 or so. She's like, get up, you slept all day. It's like 4 o'clock. I know she messes with him like that. I'm like, that's something I would do. But yeah, she put he thought there was like literal knocking. And I was like, yeah, well, I wouldn't doubt it. I didn't hear anything. So she is. Yeah. It's funny though. He deserves it. But I had him going. I was like, man, if I would have known that, I would have played along. And she was like, she's like, well, you kind of did when you said could be Ted. And I was like, yeah, I guess. Because I was like, oh, I just finished channeling Ted. Maybe he's knocking on the door. Did he? Because I guess he was asleep or something. And then he just starts texting me like, Mom, did you hear that knocking? I was like, no. He's like, there it goes again. It was so funny. I was like, Eli, you're tripping out. Get off the ganja. Oh, it was funny. I know, it's something I would do too. She thinks of funny ways to get him. It's so funny. Yeah, I'm probably gonna hop off here soon, but I should really try to get some stuff done. Or eat. Should eat. So did you guys have any questions like before I get off? Because I know I'm just rambling like about how I work, how it works. Like, does anybody have any questions about anything that I can try to answer? Because I know sometimes people, like, you know, if they're new here or even if they're old here, they have questions about the way they work, the way it works, or anything at that point. I'm going to try to eat, and then I'm going to try to see if I can work on a couple things. But it's like I still have to tap in to do that, so it's kind of draining. But I really do. I wanted to get a bunch done so I could mail them today when I went to the vet's office, but it didn't happen. I was like super tired yesterday for some reason. And then today I was up earlier, so it was like so hot, like 95 or something. And I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. It's too hot over here. Yeah, it's 12:49 here. Yeah, it is. I don't know if it's spirit. It could be technological. I don't know. So, we're just discussing like how things work and stuff like that. Like if you want to rewind the live because we're almost done. I'm sorry about everything. She's quite the personality. I'll say that. Very bright light. I think that's why people loved her so much. But also when people love you a lot and you shine that bright, you do have, unfortunately, the dark chase you. Well, people get found when they're meant to be found. That's the thing. It's just the way it is. If I'm not meant to help find them, I won't find them. If I'm not meant to help do something, it won't happen. It's just the way that it is. So sometimes people don't get found, unfortunately. It doesn't have anything to do with their journey on the other side, though. They don't need to be found for there to be healing or peace or any of that. Oh yeah, I don't know. There's just a kinship there with her, and I always try to be respectful. Like I say, I just want to give like her a voice because she wouldn't let me not give her a voice. So, you know, it's one of those things where when I'm pushed, and that's just the way it is. And I still don't understand what I'm shown or why I'm shown it, but we just have to kind of wait and see how it's all going to connect. Because I mean, look at the Titan. I was also told that there's no way the Titan would fall. I was told that there's no way the Titan would be pulled up with human remains. I was told a lot of stuff from, I guess they were scientists or something on YouTube that know everything about submersibles. I'm being sarcastic. But, I mean, they did fall. They did get pulled up. They did have human remains. So, there's a lot of stuff that I say that I keep being told, no, that's not right. And it ends up turning around and being right. In one way, shape, or form or another, whether it has to do with timing, whether it has to do around or around the situation or whatever it may be, there's things that always connect back. And when there's a lot of stuff that's involved in around a person or around a case, I will unfortunately pick it up. That's just, and that makes it a little more complicated. So I think you're in New Zealand, aren't you, Miss K? So really, that's my whole, that's why I do what I do, is I want to give the victims a voice, and that's my whole, that's it. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here, like I said, I don't care if people believe me. I don't care if they want to listen to understand how it works. It doesn't, in the end, it doesn't matter. My point is just to give what I see, and that's it. And again, I might, no, I know you are, Holly. I'm talking about Missy. I think Missy's in New Zealand. Or somewhere like that. She's not in the States, but because it's only 5 o'clock where she is. So, anyways, I just give what I get. I give what Spirit gives me. For whatever reason they give it to me. I don't know why they give it. Just the way it is. So that's what I try. I mean, that's basically what I just try to do. And I try not to care what people think or say or whatever. And I think my problem is I get a little protective over Spirit. I get a little protective over their voice. Like when people come at me, it's more like, well, Spirit told me it, so it's for a reason, so shut up. Like that's how I feel. It's more like protection over Spirit. Not really protection over me, because I'm just the channel. Like I can't control it. I might not even perceive it right. And I need to work on myself explaining just what I see and not trying to make sense of it. I think the only reason that I try to tell you guys what it could mean is to give you an idea of what it could mean. But we have to keep in mind that things aren't always literal, or they can be like in the dude's past. Like I said, if there's maybe him and another person jump somebody, and that's what I'm picking up. So she does. So she did the first couple times, and then last week I was going to do an Autowrite because I was getting a headache. I'm getting one now, actually, in the back of my head. She comes in with a headache a lot, and it's just like more of like a random thing, but I don't try to like channel live anymore because of people's thoughts and whatnot. So, but yeah, she does. She does. And I have that sometimes, but it's more like a push, or I feel things from their passing that like bugs me. Like I'll start getting a really bad headache, like right now it's gone. So it's just their energy that I'm feeling. With her, I feel pain in the back of my head and the top of my neck, like right here. That's where I feel, that's how I know it's her. And sometimes it's like a push. Like whenever this happened, it was like couple days, I don't know if it was before, I think it was after, I kept seeing certain things and I was like, okay, and I'll feel pull to something. So whenever I feel a pull to something, or I start feeling things physically, that's how I see it. It's not like I see them standing there. I wish I did. That would be awesome. Everybody's like, be careful what you wish for, but I really wish I saw Spirit with my eyes. That would be awesome, but I don't. I see them in my head. So I wish I did, but I wanted to do the other day when I was going to do an Autowrite because the girls weren't available before I got really exhausted, is because I was feeling a headache. Like because sometimes when I talk about her or something, it's like she tries to come through, but it's just a feeling. It's not like she comes through and is like, this person did it, this person did it, this is what happened. It doesn't unfortunately come through like that. But when I start getting pain in my head, like at a certain spot, like I feel like it's her, especially if it's after I start talking about her. Like her friend's here, so obviously she's gonna come in. We're talking about her, so she's gonna be around. That's just sometimes how it works. But as you can see, I was having a lot of pain in my head, and now after I've said it, it's gone. So it's not my stuff. That's how I tell the difference too. It'll dissipate after we talk about it or something. But I notice it's like when I start talking about her and whatnot. And I also feel kind of disoriented all of a sudden too. So it could very well be. Yeah. So I also feel like I get that like jittery, like anxiety feeling too with her for some reason. Like, I don't know if she was on supplements or something like that that made her feel like that, but I get that feeling with her too. It's kind of weird. Yes. Full time. All the time. That's all I do. Doing something that's related in some way, shape, or form. As time allows. I mean, as energy allows, of course, but yeah. I do feel, well, yeah, I can feel their emotions, and I can feel like a lot of their passings or anything that like they could feel anything in their life. You know what I mean? Like sometimes if someone had an issue like with their shoulder, sometimes I'll pick it up. Or it will have to do with their passing. It just depends. So I can feel, I tell people when I start doing readings, I start to feel things in my body, and I have to try to figure out why I'm feeling them. Or they will reference things in my body. I have to figure out why they're referencing them. So, and emotions, I can feel emotions. More of like I get like a describing of how someone feels, but so I've been doing this for almost 11 years. October will be 11 years. And growing all the time. We're never where we're supposed to be. Like we're always constantly growing. I can't turn it off. Yeah. I don't feel like a psychic at all, ever, or a medium ever. It's not like I have a spirit. I don't work in the way that I have spirit following me around. That I know that they're there. I just don't feel spirit like that. I don't see them with my eyes, so I literally have to tap into them to get information from them, and that's how. So I can, in my boundaries, turn it on and off. That doesn't mean I don't get random stuff sometimes, because I do get random stuff sometimes, and I'm open for the random stuff because I feel like I get everything at the timing, or if I'm supposed to get it. So because everything has a timing. So, if I get something random, whether it be case related or world related, I feel like it's for a reason, and I'm open with that. So besides that, yeah, I can't turn it off. It's not like I just have spirit at me all the time. It doesn't work like that for me. So until I tap in, sit down and tap in, I use a picture to tap in until I sit down and do that. I can tell like people that are around you and stuff like that. Like when I did the reading for A Crime and Shame, that guy, like he wanted intuitive guidance, but he had people coming through anyways. So sometimes that'll happen anyways. Like I'll still pull mediumship, and I have to say it or they won't shut up or leave me alone. So there's that as well. I can reach anybody usually. I've never not had a person come through. There's been 2 times. One, it was really hard because they were still in the lower astrals, but we moved them to the higher astrals and I was able to get more. And then another one, there was like a wall, so I don't really know what that was, but I in 11 years I've been able to call the spirits to me. They don't have to communicate with me, but luckily they do. So I know that a lot of people say, a lot of other mediums say, like, you can't just call whoever you want. I look at a picture, I could probably hold an object, but I get the energy from the picture and I call them to me. That's how I work. I wish I could see. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd have to tap in. I have to work the case. I don't know. I can't just usually tell people off of just whatever. You're welcome. I hope that I kind of like explain that. But how I do my private readings is I get pictures from people and I connect to who they want to connect with. And when I do cases, I have to be able to do that, or I can't work the cases I want to work. Like, I have to be able to pull them into me. So I'm able to do that. And I'm just a human connecting to a vibration. I don't know everything about everything. It just doesn't work that way. Sometimes it comes easy. Sometimes it comes hard. Sometimes it's more vivid. Sometimes it's not. Just depends. You know, I get what I'm supposed to get when I'm supposed to get it. And sometimes it gets very frustrating. Just say that. So I think it works different for everybody. Everybody's got their own gifts. Everybody that does this work, like, does their own thing, has their own gifts. You know, it's just, this is the way it works for me. I don't know either of those cases. But like I like to tell people, I try to work one case at a time, because if I try to work too many cases at once, they will overlap, and then we're in trouble, because then we don't know what fits where. So I do try to just work one, be done with it, then move on to the next one. And I try to do as many readings as I feel the need to do. If I feel like stopping, I'll stop. If I feel like I need to do more, that means there's more information I can get. That's the way it works with me anyways. And I always go where I'm led because of the interconnects, and I work the cases I'm supposed to. I'm not going to work every case. I'm not going to be able to help everybody. I'm not going to be able to get, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be able to help everybody, unfortunately. That's just not the way it is. There's certain cases I'm supposed to work, certain cases I'm not. Certain people I'm supposed to help, certain people I'm not. That's just the way it is. So people can post all they want about what cases they want me to work, and I think it's kind of rude whenever, like, I have a video up of someone and then people post other cases. It's like, we're focusing on this person right now. I'm not saying that person doesn't deserve a voice, but, you know, let's listen to what this one's saying, kind of thing, like post it in another thing, because I try to remain respectful of spirit and the victims, and, you know, but I don't know. That's how I feel about it. So I'm never going to be able to help everybody. I just help who I can help. That's it. And work the case I'm supposed to work. The ones I've worked so far, the ones that have been big for me, have been in my astrology chart. So I just go where I'm led. If I feel pulled to something, I do it. That's it. Because I feel like if I feel pulled to something, I'm going to get the best information off of it. Yeah, I'm not superhuman. I like I always say, like, I'm not a mystical being. I'm just like, I'm not a mystical being. Everybody thinks because you're psychic, you're supposed to know everything about everybody. You're supposed to know everything about their situation. You're supposed to know the lottery numbers. Like, I wish it worked like that. I wish I could sit and tell you everything about your life. I wish I could tell you everything about a case. I wish I could tell you the lottery numbers, because I would use them myself, but it doesn't work that way. Okay, so it just doesn't. We still have to have surprises in life. There still has to be surprises. There still has to be things like that. Like, we give clues. If you ever watch Psychic Detectives, Psychic Investigators, Cincy Murder gets a lot of information though. But if you ever watch that, it's like puzzle pieces. You got to put the puzzle pieces together. They don't get, like, I mean, I was lucky to get the full name that I did in Delphi, but people don't always get full names. They don't always get one name. They don't, it's, you know, it just, they get what they're supposed to get. They don't always get descriptions. Some cases are harder to read than others, you know? It just, we're going to get what we're meant to get on what we're meant to get. That's it. But, you know, if you watch like Psychic Detectives and Psychic Investigators, like, they'll tell them the information, but like that one I posted, they wanted to fly her out to find the body, but she knew she wasn't going to find that body. It had to be found by hunters. That's the way it was going to be found. So she did it anyways for the family, but she already knew, like, we're not going to find it. But so she told him it's going to be found this day, and, you know, this around this time by hunters. And even though she came there, she could not find the body. She left. Everyone was disheartened. Guess who found the body? Hunters, in the time frame she said. So like I always tell people, everything has a timing. Things will happen when they're supposed to happen. It's just the way that it is. Like me getting the end of December for BK's arrest. That's when it happened because it's supposed to happen that time. Like, you know, I didn't get a full name in Delphi till the May before the May before October when he was arrested. It's just the way that it works. So I really wish it was like, you know, everybody has full contracts and stuff like that. I really wish it was more like specific. But if you really want to know how it works, if you watch them like on Psychic Detectives and Psychic Investigators, you can pull it up on your YouTube. It really does show you how it works. And a lot of times things don't make sense until the case is solved. You know, they can get an idea and it can lead them in new directions, but we don't solve cases. We just give the information so that cops can take that and try to solve it. So no. I get that. And I'm not saying that they mean harm. I'm just letting them know, like, I'm not going to be able to help every case because, and I understand that too, but I try to be respectful of the victim. Like, we're talking about one victim. Let's not bring another case in. I know that case is important. You can post that case, just post it on a different one. You know what I mean? I want to remain respectful for what they're trying to say. I totally get that, but I just feel like we should focus on one thing at a time. Not that victim's not important, because all victims are important, but just don't post it on like a reading. Like, post it somewhere else. I have a place you can post it in the Psychic Sleuth group. I have a Psychic Sleuth page and Psychic Sleuth group. You can post it in there, or on the page. You don't even have to join the group, and you can post it there. And all the cases I've never gotten to them, but you can post it there. So, you know, and I'm still going to do my video of all the missing people. I just haven't got to it yet. I really do need to do that. Like, I had the idea to do it. I'm going to do it. I promise. And I still need to set up my printer because people cannot read my handwriting when I send them stuff for their products. Sorry. I try to write nice and it just doesn't work out that way. I don't know. It literally hurts my hand to write. I don't know why I have such a hard time writing nice these days. So yeah, and you can't burn. I already, like, that's the thing too, is like I'm already burned out on everything, unfortunately. It sucks kind of. So, you know, I get burnt out. And I also, I don't know, I guess there's a troll going off about male DNA. I got to find out where it's at, if it's in the group or not. But it's like, I mentioned a male in the second reading. Hello. There's an astrology thing in the Ted Bundy. If you go to the Ted Bundy playlist, it's in there. It's okay. I don't mind the questions, actually. But even like something small, like the Delphi Autowrites, I kept getting the X, and now Twitter's called X. There's a plane crash, but I don't think it's... Hold on, there's a plane crash. But I don't think it's the right one. It looks like a bigger plane, but... Holy crap. Okay, so I don't know where it was at. All right, so there was a plane crash and I don't know where it was at, but I don't think that's what I was getting either, because I was getting Southwest, unless it's around the timing of the Southwest, because that whole thing started with Southwest. So I don't know. Yeah, and if you're going to watch the first reading, watch the second reading. I picked up a mail in the second, and that's why she kept bugging me to get back on and do a second reading, because she was trying to tell me there was a male involved, but somehow the female makes sense. I just don't freaking know how. So I don't know where this troll is they're talking about. Yeah. Let's see here. I don't know where she's talking about, unless it's on my YouTube. Huh? Somebody tells me something, but then they don't tell me where it's at. And somebody did say, well, it's probably a random essay and murder. Yeah, probably. Or unaliving. Yeah. I was like, yeah, it could be, but I'm just telling you guys what I'm getting. I don't know how it fits. Freaking know how it fits. Was it in Malaysia? Huh. I don't think it's the one I was seeing, unless it's around the timing of the whole thing with South America. It's like Southwest Airlines. Because the Southwest Airlines, like, I never saw it go down, but I don't know. It could be around the timing of the Southwest, but I don't know. I don't know. I hope the Southwest doesn't crash, because it's just sometimes I get like they will get like a forewarning on stuff, but you would think they would check everything now. No. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna get off here and take care of this goat that is staring at me. Try to get some things done, eat, and yeah. So I don't know. I hope that was a good explanation about things and how they work and all that. I don't know. I just have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see how everything connects. There could be more twists and turns. It could be something we're not even expecting. It could be due to timing. It could be due to any kind of connection. We don't know. You know? So that's one thing we have no idea about, right? I see things for a reason. So we take what fits, we leave the rest, but we know that we're getting it for a reason. I wish I saw them with my eyes. I only see them with this one. I wish I saw them with this one. But I don't know. Someone said that there was a troll going off about the male DNA and being like a jerk to me, but I don't know where it's at. They didn't tell me it was in the group. It was on a video where it was, so I have to go try to find it so I can block them. I don't know. I just try to trust spirit. That's all I try to do. Trust them and go with it. That's all I can do. I can't do anything else. And they've usually never led me wrong. There's been times where maybe I don't understand why they're giving me what they're giving me, or I can't understand it, but it usually makes sense in the future or in some other way. It usually makes sense some way, shape, or form. Someone sent me an email. So they sent me an email saying that there was a troll bitch, like talking about the male DNA. I never said there wasn't a male involved. Just the first reading, I kept feeling all this female energy. I don't know what the freak. Like sometimes, like I said, they'll send me to someone else to find them. So maybe they were trying to send me to a female he knows to find him. I don't know. Sometimes things are not literal. We'll just have to see how it plays out. That's all I say. That's all I can say. I don't know. They usually give me stuff for a reason, so we'll see. I'm trying to do, I'm doing my best to trust them. Just when everything came out today, it's like threw me for a loop because usually my readings don't seem that far off. You know what I mean? Like usually, I did get certain things that are fitting, but not a lot of it. So I don't really know unless there was other energies in her life that were overtaking the reading, which is very possible. Like all the stuff she had going on with her dad and not her dad, her baby's dads, and like stuff going on in her life and stuff, like it might have overtaken things, and I just might have picked up little things about the situation. But or maybe there's stuff about him that I picked up that we don't know about. Like I said, the two people that I was getting like jumping someone, they could have been, I couldn't see it clearly, they could have been jumping someone else at some other point in time. Like that could be something in his past that they need to look at. That could be why it's coming in. So we'll have to see, but don't jump at me for the male DNA because I simply said there was a male in the second reading. If you go and listen to the second reading, I did say there was a male in there, and she wouldn't leave me alone until I got on here and told you guys I was missing something and I had to do a male. So, I don't know. If you're going to watch this channel, you got to learn how it works and kind of understand how it works. And I think there'll be more that comes out that's like, it's got to make sense some way or another, or it's another case interconnecting. I really don't know. I don't know. I'm just confused as you guys are. I just try to translate, and sometimes I don't translate right. So I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. Most psychics are 80%, 85% right. I think, I don't know what I am. I've never been tested, so I can't tell you. But I have a pretty high accuracy rate. Spirit's pretty good with me. Spirit's always right. I might not be, because I might perceive things wrong or misunderstand things, but Spirit's always right. I just might get it completely wrong. And that could be my energy. That could be anything. Like, I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. No one's perfect. No one knows 100% of the things. Like, the best psychics in the world don't know everything. But we get for a reason. We just have to trust it and know that Spirit's giving it to us for whatever reason they're giving it to us for. That's all I can say. I'm not going to respond. I'm just going to find it and block her. I just have to find it. Because I'm going to get a lot of that. Because like I said, someone already came on and was like, well, I used to believe. Well, yeah, so much came out today. Like, there's literally 4 hours of reading here. Yeah, I'm sure the whole thing came out. Like, we don't know what's connected to her. We don't know connected to this guy. We don't know what his past is. Like, we don't know. We don't know if he's connected. I know that they burned that woman in my head. There's got to be a connection. So we'll have to wait and see. Whether it's someone that's hiding him, someone he connected to that was in jail. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see and find out. So all I can say. And I had to come on here and talk it out because I'm driving myself crazy myself. Like, I couldn't have got it that wrong. Like, I don't usually ever get it that wrong. There was certain things. Like I said, the obsession, the social media, like all that stuff played a role. Like, really almost this right height. To me, he looks stockier, but I was an inch off. You know how hard it is to get height in a vision? Pretty freaking hard. Yeah, I know. But like I said, whenever I like say things, it's more of a protection of spirit, like their voice, like they're giving me stuff you guys weren't there, like, because I get that. Like, I get a lot of people come at me like that want to, like, okay, for the Malaysia reading, the Malaysia plane crash or whatever that happened a long time ago. Like, I did a reading on that, and I had so many people that come on like, nope, this is what happened. And it's like, okay, were you there? Like, are you a psychic medium? Like, how do you know? Like, you can have your opinions, but you don't know that for sure. I'm telling you what Spirit's telling me. So take it or leave it, but that's what they have to say about it. That's how I feel. And that all came randomly. I didn't even try to tap into that. It just came in with the energy of talking about it. So, okay, I'm done rambling. I'll shut up now. I'll shut up. You guys know how I love to ramble. It's an Aquarius trait. So, I love you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me and picking me up when I feel a little low. I appreciate it. So, I guess we'll just wait and see. In the meantime, I don't know. I guess I'll try to do something. Like I said, I didn't see much. I didn't watch the news conference or anything like that. We'll see. See what I get. I don't know. But all right. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Oh, wait. We need to go to... Hold on. Don't leave yet. I got to do my thing. Oh, crap. Come on. Okay.